Fellow stock traders, I hope all of you had a successful trading week. The week was tumultuous. We had our good days, we had our bad days, but Friday really turned around and started to do quite a bit better. If you were following the top 7 list, then you would have had a 1.3% loss. Personally, I had a 5.62% gain. That is because I follow not only the top 7 stocks, the insiders, but I have other picks that I use. In the standard level, it was all over the place as far as gains on Friday. Some people had a 7% gain. Some people had as much as a 24% gain. And I think there were some losses and some people that broke even too. You are only as good as the stocks that you're in. And so it's really important to have a strategy behind each and every pick that you choose. Month to date, if you are following the top 7, then you should be at a 7.06% gain so far this month, which is very good. That's way above what the current market is or the Dow Jones Industrial has been at so far this month. Year to date, I am at a 1,206% gain. Keep marching on, having just an amazing year. You can have those gains if every single pick that you have has a strategy behind it. In your strategy, you need to not only have an entry point, but an exit point planned out. And you need to have a plan. If the stock does this, I'm going to do this. And sometimes you have to take your losses and move on and reinvest in something else. There are times where your strategy just won't work. And a good strategy typically has a 60% win rate. So there's 40% of those you're going to lose on. You have to accept that or you'll never be profitable. So I'm going to cover the stocks that I sold from the standard room. I really didn't do any day trading on Friday. I didn't like the looks of anything that I had. I did trade one stock and had a 3% loss on it. It was just one quick trade, had a stock that just kind of turned against me, didn't do well. And I didn't find that news event that I like to look for. So I'm going to cover all of these. Here we go. I sold MPLN call options for a 15% gain. Sold CHWY call options for a 70% gain. That was a great pick by John. Sold CNNE options for a 100% gain. That was my pick. Sold AQB options for a 15% gain. That was another one of John's picks. Very good. Sold HCHC options for a 40% loss. That was my pick, and it just didn't work out. All right, let's do the top 7 review. So these are all stocks that have been in the top 7 list that I sold throughout the week. If you were following or in our Patreon group, no matter what level you were at, these should have been stocks that you got notifications on and sold as you went throughout the week. So let's see how we did. First one was CLSD, sold for a 0.47% gain. BKH sold for a 0.18% gain. ELYS sold for a 53% gain. RAVE sold for a 9.2% loss. GOGO sold for a 21.2% gain. FL sold for an 8.34% gain. CHMA sold for a 5.6% gain. ATNX sold for a 10.05% loss. HMHC sold for a 7.4% loss. AVT sold for a 3.2% loss. MPLN sold for even. HCHC sold for a 5.53% loss, which was very disappointing. But again, it's important to move on. You know, I needed that money for something else. Better used somewhere else. So that was 12 total picks, 7 wins. So that's a 58% win rate. But some of those wins were really, really big. So I had a 4.45% average gain per pick. And that's what you're looking for. So this strategy typically has a 70% win rate, and it typically has a 3% win per pick. So I'll take the average gain per pick over win rate any day. I don't care if I have a 10% win rate. If I had that 10% stock go 300% up, then I had a very good week. And so it's just all on how you look at it. But on average, it will average a 70% win rate with a 3% average gain with this strategy. If you follow all of the insiders, you should be able to average right around a 300% gain per year. That is pretty amazing. I've just found in my experience that that is something that you can do following the insiders, but it's following the right insiders and knowing which ones to get. All right, let's get to the top 7 and others. We have a couple others. So we got 2 others that are included. BOXL is the first one, Boxlight. Now I still have this, and I know it really had a rough day on Friday. It finished down 12.82%. It is up in after hours on Friday, so I'm looking for a recovery here. My average in it is $1.72, and since calling this out, it is down 1.41%. So this has not been a great one so far, but The president bought shares in open market Thursday. And then Thursday during market open, another purchase by the CEO. So that's a lot of different purchases. Analysts have an average target price on this of $4.75. So it's got a lot of upside available to it. And there are some shorts that could cover at some point. They could cover and then reshort the stock. I mean, they could do that. But with insider activity, it's unlikely that that would be a successful strategy. So I think that BOXL is going to do well this next week. The next is ATCX. This is Atlas Technical. And Friday, this did have a tough day also. It finished down 5.10%. This is a low volume stock, and I think some people thought I was going to sell this for some reason and were trying to anticipate it. But this stock should do really, really well. My average in it's $7.31. Since calling this out, it is down 0.68%, so below 1% down. The chief accounting officer and a director bought shares, and they've been loading up. And analysts have an average target on the stock of $13.50. So I'm expecting this thing to really do great. Should have a great week this next week, and hopefully we see some more insider activity. That would be great. Get that second level. All right, now to the top 7. Number 7 is CNNE, and this is CNNE Holdings. Now on Friday, this finished up 0.38%. My average in it's $41.52. Since calling this out, it is up 2.41%. It's done pretty good. The CEO bought shares at 694,000. Very, very bullish transaction. Analysts have an average target price of $49.50 a share, so that's more than 20% upside. I like this stock because it's safe, and also with everything that's going on in the country with the vaccine and possibly opening up, I think that this is a stock that will recover pretty quickly. So this is a great stock to be in, and hopefully you got in on this. Being that the Pfizer vaccine has been approved for emergency use authorization, I expect this to have a fantastic day on Monday. So we shall see, but it should be really great. Number 6, and this one really doesn't deserve to be number 6. I don't know. I kind of debated on where to put this, but it's already so far up that it's one of those, it's kind of like, if you're getting in on this, you're getting in really late. But I think there's tons of upside still left in this, and this is ReproMed Systems. This is KRMD. On Friday, this finished up 2.45%. My average in it is $4.90. Since calling this out in our Discord and on YouTube, this is up 19.47%. So hopefully you got in on this early. But John Fletcher, the director, a CFO, CEO, and other officers all bought shares. There's multiple officers buying shares in open market. Also, this company makes syringes. So think about that. Think about what's going on. They make syringes and medical supplies. I think that this is a stock that could really move upwards. So far, it's done great, but I think there's more room to go. Analysts have an average target price of $10.50. I think that's actually a little light. I think this thing can go up to 15. There could be some excitement that happen on this. All right, number 5 is MOTS GI Holdings, and MOTS. On Friday, this finished up 6.15%. My average in it's $1.07 since calling this out in our Discord. And if you grabbed this the other day, you're probably doing really, really well with it. It's up 11.21% since calling it out. The president and the CFO. I love CFO purchases. Even small ones can make a big difference, and this one is really amounting to it. There's been a lot of insider activity happen on this many days in a row. Analysts have an average target price of $2.50. I'd sure love to see it get to that because that's more than 100% upside. But I think that this one is going to do really well this next coming week. Number 4 is Mankind, MNKD. And this one is brand new to the list. On Friday, this finished up 2.76%. My average in it is $3 flat. Since calling this out, it is even. That's where it's at in after hours. But the chief commercial officer bought shares at $2.89. The analyst targets on this are a little light. It's $3.30 is the analyst target on this, but with that insider activity, I think there might be some news come out on this, and so this was a really strong buy. I really like this one for a move upwards next week, and so far, so good. Number 3 is ARDX. And on Friday, this finished up 13.22%. Made a call out on this in our Discord. But unfortunately, this one really climbed because, man, it had really strong insider activity. I did not get a good entry point on it. There were a lot of people in our group that did much better entry point than me. But I paid $6.80, which is not that great. So since calling this out, it is down 2.21% for myself. But it really shot upwards. David Mott bought $1 million worth of shares, and it was has done multiple days in a row, loading up a couple days in a row. So hopefully that is one that continues, and we should see some continued insider activity. Analysts have an average target price on this at $13 a share. That is a huge upside. That's 100% upside. And everyone pretty much rates it a strong buy. So this is a company I think is a value pick, and I think it will move upwards and do very well this next week. Number 2 is Allied Esports, AESE. And on Friday, this finished up 19.01%. This one's brand new to the list. I made the call out in our Discord, and my average in it's $1.27. Since calling this out, it is up 14.17%. But Knighted Partners bought $600,000 worth of shares at $1.14. This thing could fly. This is a really good one, and I think there's tons of upside. Analysts agree. They have an average target price on this at $3.75. It is rated a strong buy, and I think that this thing is going to do really great. And number 1, and this is Molecular Templates. Boy, we've had this in the past. If you've been watching these videos in July, we had this stock, and then we had it again, I think, in the beginning of November, something like that. They had some bad news, and actually we didn't do well on it beginning of November, but in July, man, made a killing. I didn't have much of a following back then because my YouTube channel was very new, but MTEM is one I think that will do really great. MTEM, they had huge insider activity by B-Flat Biotech AG, 10% owner, and this particular buyer has a history of buying multiple days in a row, and that is my absolute favorite because you can get a long streak going on this. But anyway, on Friday, this finished up 15.41%. This one was brand new to list. My average in it's $9.27, and since calling this out, it is up 7.87%. Doing very, very well. Analysts have this rated an average target price of $20.15, which is a strong buy. They had a hold put on one of their trials, and I think the hold is about to be released or undone. But anyway, Molecular Templates, it's number 1 for a reason. I think this thing is really going to move, especially if we continue to have insider activity. This thing's going to really go. It's been beaten up bad, and it's time for it to turn around. I do a lot of work for this list. If you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. We put one of these videos out each and every business day. I wish you the best on the stock market. This next week should be a great week, and let's continue to make money together. And Raythoven out.